Hello everyone and welcome to the latest update for Universim. I do believe we have roads in this one, so let's get right to it. Let's get our epicenter down. There we go. Yes. Let's get some tech on the go. I did have a very brief check to look at this tech to see if I could see if there was something new. And it might well be. I just didn't notice it. So, in the very short little check that I did to see if I could spot what was different, I did go to place down my archive and realize, look, there's like little road lines. Now, it lets you build on top of them. I did that earlier in a very quick build list that I did with previous run through that I was only a few minutes long. And the reason I stopped and started again is I placed down my archive on the supposed on top of a road to see if I could then destroy the archive and move it and put it somewhere else just to see what it would do. And you can't destroy an archive. It doesn't let you. So it was just stuck. So I'm yet to find out what happens quite with these roads. What I can see is these little guys are going up and down. They're already etching this road. I'm not actually sure if they're doing it because they're walking up and down though. I think it's just because I've put a building there and the road itself means that it comes to here. So when we get to later tech, I would assume that this would just automatically upgrade, even though I could have just placed that building. I think these roads are just automatically placed. And I think they make the nuggets walk faster as they go along the roads, which is good. Everything else looks the same. I can still see all of my usual god powers. So I did have a quick look in the tech tree. I didn't spot anything, but that does not mean that there is not anything. There's nothing leapt out at me. I haven't read all of the patch notes. I just thought, well, let's get in. Oh, here we go. Straight away. Yeah, okay, you want to be the little love thingy on you. And... oh, come on. And you. Ah. Oh. These god powers are not always the easiest to use. Sometimes they can be a little bit tricky. Yeah. All done. Now, I do believe in here, I did spot briefly in my browse over the patch notes that yes, there's a new one. I think the main thing on the Marius update, as they're calling it, are roads. We got wells yet? I think we got wells. Better give these guys a well. They're so far out. Better put it there so they go to there and not to that water. And in the meantime, can I actually build a reservoir? Yeah, a water pump, I mean. Because you're gonna need them. You're gonna need a lot of them. I'm gonna make that a priority. Now I could start picking stuff up and dropping stuff off into there already. But It's a little bit of waste of my power early on. We can do a little bit maybe, just to don't drain away too much of this power straight off. Once I keep it with 20 there, I'll be alright. So, we haven't got a lot of stone nearby, so I'll go away and grab some of these further away stones. So what are we looking at? Oh. God, you were right at it, weren't you? So, there's a newborn nugget. Let's slow this back down. I'm not sure which one you want me to rename, but I'm going to rename them both. And as I usually do, just to get this quest done, I just put random little letters on the end. Sticky. There you go. Yep. Small believers. Fantastic. I mean, I would love to give some of these nuggets, you know, names that you would watch and follow through for the whole build. It's as I said in some of my previous videos, they don't really live long enough. Their lifespans aren't quite long enough for you to get a bit personal with them, which is a pity. They could do is like having more connection to each of your nuggets. We've got that. Still cooking. Fishing. Yeah, let's get an engineer's hut on the go. Yeah, I could do with more of a connection to your nuggets. It's just nice when you've got that extra layer of worrying about a particular nugget. It's like, oh, what are they doing? No, they're ill. Save them. It quickly becomes a case of there's just too many nuggets to care and they don't live long enough. Right, is that all your stone? You need one. Could do some trees here. Let's plant some trees. If I can. I don't think I can yet, can I? Nope. Nope, I can't plant some trees yet. Otherwise I'm going to stick some trees by here. Just to make some of this early building go a bit quicker. Oh. It helps. I'll put it back on fast forward. Hey, little children. Whee! So where are we exactly? Spring, summer? It's quite hard to tell without your forecast thing. I mean, you would like to look at the trees and go, oh, well, clearly it must be autumn because the trees look a bit autumny, but I don't think that's the case. So, only 3 of the 4 nuggets believe I'm real. I could try and see if I can do something about that. Can I do a bolt of joy? Let's zap these dudes. There you go. They didn't believe I'm real, but at least they're in the happy area, which means they're going to work faster. I'm still staying above my 20. I don't want to drop down to 0 for those who haven't watched my previous videos, is because sometimes you get given missions, oh, you need to do something, and then you find, oh, I've got no god powers, and there's like a timer coming along, or something important needs to be done. Don't show tips, please. Go away. Yeah, and if you've got no god power left, that can be a problem. Like if there's a wolf attack. I want somebody lazy. Are you lazy? Yeah, put the lazy person in there. What's this called? Marius, isn't it? Marius. Marius is the update. There you go. And now saved Marius. So I'd like to have used my old saves, so I could have showed you, you know, really end game roads and all the rest of it, but you can't. The new update is not compatible with your old saves, so if that's what you were hoping for, then nope, start again. I mean, that's fine. This is early access, that's what you expect in early access. I know that in settlements I always made every update, in fact, backward compatible. I don't think there was a single update I pushed out, as far as I can remember, that was never backward compatible. But it was hard. It means that as a developer, you've got to check like the save game version when the file opens. And then depending on what version... Oh, hang on. I need to heal you, do I? Okay. Blah, there you go. Yeah, and then you need to basically check the file when you open it, the save file. See what version. At least make sure that in your development phase you've put a version numbering in your save game file. And then send the script off through little subroutines, etc., that are going to add what needs to be added and, you know, remove what is obsolete and sort out the whole file so that the game can cope. And that does sound easy, but then you have to start thinking, well, hang on. What was if the person hasn't played the game in like a year and they have a really old save from early access, but you know, like you've been live for ages and the game's completely changed? And yes, on the settlements, it should still work. I've left all of those revisions in, so it goes through the script and just checks. Of course, if you've got a really old file, then that check and fix takes longer, but it should still go through. Should we upgrade now? I don't even think... Do I have the resort? Oh, I do. Right. I should be building other stuff. I shouldn't be upgrading. I shouldn't be talking to you guys. I should be more important things, like reservoirs. We need a reservoir. So yes, as I was saying, you can make your game so that it is backwards compatible. However, I think everybody understands it's perfectly acceptable, especially in an early access, for this not to be the case. Nobody expects an early access game to have the backwards compatibility on every release. You just go, fine, I'm playing early access, there's a new update, all my old saves don't work. And I don't think anybody has any issues with that. And if you do, well, to be honest, you shouldn't. That's what early access kind of is. I mean, once it's released and the game is live, then yeah, that's not so funny. You shouldn't really be doing it so that you've just ruined somebody's previous saves just because you've created a new update that does lots of cool stuff. You should run those saves through a script that makes the game up to date. As simple as. Okay, these guys are going as fast as they can. I'm talking rubbish. And still waiting for these guys. So I'll probably fast forward in a moment, skip in a moment, so we've got something that you guys can see. But yeah, I mean, as the start goes, as I'll pick something up again, you can see this road layout kind of thing that's going off. It's been pre-generated, I think, for the map, so it doesn't dynamically change based on your buildings, which I thought they would do. It is kind of preset by the looks of things, although it doesn't seem to stretch that far. So it'd be interesting to see how it adapts itself as we get bigger. Right, so I'm going to skip forward. Oh no, I was going to skip forward. Let's have a look, see what this is. Okay, so this is one of these missions where I said that you want to save power, because it's nice how it automatically puts it on the right thing for you now. It's because they want you to build your they're building for them. I can't believe they're crying when it's a mission. Build my building or I'm going to cry. It's like, seriously? Oh, I need one more, so a tiny tree, a little one. So just rip up all these trees. There you go. Bing! Hey, another believer. There you go. And get building this, please. Oh, sorry. And this. Deprioritize this. I need you to build this. Right, I'm going to skip forward for a moment and see you then. Hello, and we're back again. So I just skipped through the winter. So here we are in the spring, and that's my evil laugh, by the way, everybody. Dun dun dun! Look what I've gone and collected through the winter. You know where I'm like, it's click the boxes and blow up the whole town. I can't resist. It's like the big button that says boom. Well, so I've got engineers on the go here, so we need to get some. God, that whale is seriously close to the shore. You're gonna get beached. Get out of here, whale, you crazy thing. Wow. There's our engineers. Got somebody who's a bit of a workaholic. Not really, but you can do. So yeah, so through the winter I went off and collected. Yeah, I collected a load of boxes. And they haven't looked at them at all. A word of advice, don't open them when they haven't been researched, okay? That is not a clever move. So yeah, at the moment they haven't even started to look at them. I don't really have the population, I suppose. So because I've put them here, I'm going to try and make sure that I don't build in this area. I mean, they'll probably build houses here. But the chances are some of these are going to explode. So putting proper civic buildings there would just be a waste. Okay, how far is this engineer stretching? Yeah, we're okay. Just. And this one lone well. It's upgrading, okay. We have a second reservoir on the go there. So that's good. Fish when we get around to it. I mean, we're kind of okay for food. We haven't got any cooked, but we've got food. Yeah, it's really basic. That's to be expected. I'm actually going to put in a second well. Water in the early game is one of those things that you can never really have enough of. Just trying to squeeze in as close as I can to the eatery. There we go. Just so when people come here to eat, they can also get a drink. I know there's a well there as well, but they'll drain them quite quick. So especially in the early game. So a second well there is going to just really help so that when they come here to eat, there should at least be some water nearby. Otherwise, they will probably go to this pool here and drink from it. Which is probably full of whatever these strange things are. Various dead carcasses and pee and poo and all that wonderful stuff. Oh, they're deer. I mean, those are the strangest painted, weirdest looking deer ever. Oh, we've got one of these floating monsters again, whereby floating animals, whereby his legs don't move. Poor thing. You get them now and again. In fact, I'm going to put it out of its misery and give our people some free food. Okay. And bonk. There you go. Have some food. Okay, there the reservoir is up. Nobody. No. Nobody's even thought to look once. It's a bit strange. And I know they're in the right area. And you can tell they're in the right area. I know that when you go to put them down, it gives you this big green circle. But the other reason you know they're in the right area is you can't pick them up, I don't think. Let's just have a quick look. Yeah, I can't pick them up. Once they're in the right area and you put them down, you can pick them back up. That's it, they're stuck. Which is fine. We could do with a few more believers, couldn't we? We've got spare workers. Yeah, let's get some more people in my temple. Okay, if they're lazy or not. Just get in the temple. So, okay, we got our first graveyard. Now, trying to make things fit so they line up with these roads. It's not easy, because the buildings are big, big buildings. As we know for later on, they need to be quite big. Because they're kind of just like a blueprint for all buildings that are future upgrades of itself. And some of those buildings later on are quite large. There's an injured guy. Let's heal him because... Yay! Get a believer. Oh, I need some fishermen. Okay, so have a quick look at this stuff. Food, fine. Water, fine. We've got 60 coming in, 11 going out. That's fine. I do believe it's summer right now. Oh, here we go. We have another... Put somebody's house out. Okay, I do believe I get the rain creator. There we go, trickle. Boing! Yay! There you go. I think the good thing... Oh, I've also now got my forestation. Let's get that going too. Good thing about that rain, it might be close enough to fill up these reservoirs. I think it is. Fantastic. So let's get a few trees here, just to make it easier for them to do some of their production work. Yay. Yeah, we've got a little bit of the summer evaporation going on, but we're fine, especially with the rain. So how far are we off farming? Yeah, we need farming. And then we can do all these other wonderful things. Should we have ministers out already? So they can just... It's a little bit early to put down the ministers. The ministers, if you do the ministries, besides that it leads to some other goodies, which is well worth obviously getting, like this one's worth getting. It's not necessarily that much worth for the ministry. The ministries you can put in your town hall so that they will manage some of this stuff for you. They will put people in places, especially when others die. They'll make sure that new people come along. They'll plant buildings if buildings are needed. So if I put a minister of water in, they will go around and start putting down wells when they think they're needed. But this is very early on. I don't need somebody to plan some of that stuff for me and manage it for me just yet. That's a later game thing. Well, not so much later game, just not quite yet. Okay, the town hall. Where can I squeeze it with this new road system? As if it wasn't difficult enough to plan with buildings as it was. I haven't had enough experience with this road system yet to decide, you know, what's the best way to utilize it. However, if the goal of this road system is to allow your people to travel faster to get to their destination, then it makes sense to do your best to put buildings along the roads. Now I'm going to put this one as a bit of an angle because I don't want to waste too much space. Like so. Because this area here, there's no roads. So this is going to be farmland. Unless they put houses in it. Oh, I'm missing one. This is the find the child one, so put it on slow. Sometimes I normally put this on pause because if you spend too long looking for the child, you're going to fail the mission. Now, I have seen in the last few playthroughs I did on the previous update that they moved the child so he wasn't that far away. As where in some of the earlier updates, he was a nightmare to find. He really was. Like, where? Oh, I might have to pause this one too. It's... things jumping out at me. It's usually with a pack of wolves, which makes them a lot easier to spot, because there's a whole pack of wolves. But I can't see. You're probably watching this now going, there he is, you just flown past him like 3 times. It's like, yeah, I know, I can't see him. Ah, there we go. Fly home. This is the bit that I always worry about. Do I put him down so hard that I kill him? Try and put him right on the ground. There you go. If you drop him from too high, it'll just go splat. It's like, yeah, I found your child. It's that big red splodge over there. Oh dear. Okay, water. I mean, it's one of those things you look at it and go, yeah, we're fine, and then suddenly it's like, no, you're not fine. Food storage, I'm not that concerned about this early in the game because I can just pick up things and just drop them. So I'm not that bothered about food. Water, however, is something that is just a constant need until quite some time in the game. It does take quite a while for you to get to the point whereby water is a non-issue. I'm gonna have to be here then. Just got lots of production. Oh, we've got some voting. What should we have? Medical aid. Okay. We are gonna go for the whole crazy. I want you guys to vote for this, okay? I want you to have... It's not to have guns, but... Come on, we all know you're going to get attacked by wolves in the winter. And you're all like cave people, so all of you should have a pointy stick. Okay, so all of you make sure you have pointy sticks. I mean, why wouldn't you? It's different, like, with our day society, whereby Well, we're not even the apex predator. We're kind of beyond the apex predator. But these guys, especially in the winter, they're not really like the top predator. Those wolves are nasty. So, pointy sticks, guys. Pointy sticks. Okay, I'm gonna just jump forward slightly so we can see some more to do with the roads. That's what this episode's for. We're 30 minutes in and where's the roads? Hello, we're back. Just quickly going around curing all my people. I wasn't actually going to come back and show you what the current status of events were until some clear road update has happened. But I actually decided to open my boxes. I can't actually get that person that's inside there. They're just gonna have to die. So yeah, I decided to open my boxes, and of course, the second box I opened was the plague. But I'm okay. Catching the plague this early, or having a plague box this early, is not so bad. There's not that many people around. It's just trying to make sure that you've got them all. Because once one dies and you start getting a smelly bit on the floor, yeah, you've got problems. I think we're okay. I mean, for those of you that haven't played the game and are wondering what I'm talking about with boxes and the plague and some of these things, then I've got other videos which I've recorded which are worth taking a look, and they should they will walk you through the whole process, showing you how things work, how to do certain quests. So yeah, give them a check out if you are not familiar with the game. I mean, this particular recording I'm doing now is just focusing on trying to see what's new and to get the roads up and going. Let's go and pop open the rest of these boxes. Bong. And this one. And this one. This could be another plague. Yeah, thought so. But that's okay. As I said, I got... Oh, it won't let me target this person! I have no idea why it won't let me target this person. There you go. So I have to go around and queue everybody a second time. Queuing some of these people. It's not the easiest. It just won't let me queue that person in there. Oh, just when I thought I'd finish queuing everybody, I have to go and do it all again. Double whammy on that one. Broken leg and the plague. That's what you call bad luck. Okay, so got that guy in the hospital with the plague. See, I mean, the plague wasn't that bad this earlier on. That's why I don't really mind taking the risks this early, because you haven't really got that many people and they're not traveling that fast. I mean, later on when you've got, you know, hundreds and hundreds of people and they've all got cars and things, the plague is just, it's just like, really? What a nightmare. Let's just finish picking up some of this, some of these things. I don't really want to push on too early, and I know we want to look at the roads. It's just, if you push on too early, so many things need upgrading, you just end up getting yourself in a bit of a mess. It's always best to try and clear everything up, and sometimes turn the auto research off, just so you get a chance to catch up on yourself before you keep pushing forward. And for those of you who watched my playthrough whereby I stayed in the Stone Age the whole time, just to see how far we could get with the Stone Age, and we even built a monument. So yeah, built the monument in the Stone Age. So there's a video where I've recorded where, yes, I build a monument in the Stone Age. And I turn the auto research off so that we stay in the Stone Age, no upgrades at all. Don't get to upgrade a single thing, so not even like the stone and the wood cutting here. We don't do it, it's just stay in the Stone Age. I was hoping on that playthrough to get a like a Stonehenge sort of thing, or the pyramids, or whichever one it is. I can't remember which is the one that's... Yeah, the pyramids. But I actually ended up building in the Stone Age. Was it Notre Dame? I think it was actually Notre Dame. I built in the Stone Age because the materials it needed dropped out of boxes. So yeah, we actually had the Notre Dame in the Stone Age. So if you haven't seen that and you want to see how that went, there's a playthrough I've recorded whereby, yeah, we stay in the Stone Age and build Notre Dame. Quite crazy. Okay, well, this is I'm going to do one quick more pause and jump forward for you guys. But this is not going to be a single episode, I think. This is going to have to be a series. It does take quite a while to play through the current tech tree. And although I could rush some parts, if I do, we'll just end up with a mess later on. And since we want to see some of the end game goodies with the roads, then I don't think that's wise. So yeah, I'll pause now and we'll do another little bit now in a moment, and then we'll do another episode. So see you in a moment. Hello everybody, and yes, we're back. As you can see, there's no roads. I mean, they're probably not going to be very well defined until we get to Tudor. And Tudor is a long way off, let's just say it that way. There's an awful lot of play to do yet before we get to Tudor. We can see the roads. You know, there's definitely a path going along here. Although it gets a bit like lost at that point, but there is definitely a path. This is going to be one of those really annoying playthroughs. What I mean by that is, oh, let's get this person some desert crop. What I mean by that is, yet again, like on my previous playthroughs, people have kind of decided to build houses across the other side of a massive lake. Now, last time we had a playthrough that did this, we ended up with a lot of dead people. Because what happens is they all walk along these long paths to get to their houses. Which means they all starve and whatever and die, and then you end up with dead bodies on you which people walk through, and then they get diseased, and you end up with just this constant issue until you can build bridges to try and span this gap. And even when I can build bridges, I mean, yeah, it's gonna have to go by there. I've tried to mitigate this early. I've got a cemetery on the way here. I've tried to build like a water station in the center here with an engineers to keep it going. But yeah, this we've had this scenario before. It's strange. The game kind of makes you have to be near water because, well, of course you've got to be near water. Life doesn't do very well if you're not near water. But then, in doing so, the AI is stupid enough to think, oh yeah, look, if we can get across this water somehow to the other side, then that's clearly an okay place to start living. When clearly it's not. I mean, this is actually a shorter path than the one we had last time. The one we had last time was longer than that, so, and it was going through a horrendous desert, if I remember rightly. I think I can hear a spaceship. Okay. So yeah, I'm hoping that this isn't going to be as crazy as last time. I definitely can hear a spaceship somewhere here. Or is it just me? Maybe he's like up in space having like a space fight. And again, he had like this little choo-choo. Maybe it's just me going mad. So, this is going to take some time. I'm going to need to get through to Tudor. That's a lot of work to get a road upgrade. And I can see the paths. I can see the roads coming along. They are there. There's some interesting things. Let me show you something. So if I go and just pretend to build a well. In the desert and stuff, we had roads coming here. And then there was no road here. But then another road starts over here. Now I'm thinking that just means that there's no speed trip between this road and this road. And of course the farm wasn't there when I first spotted this. So the roads don't all join up. And you can't have these speed paths, I think, everywhere. There's only so much road you get before they end. And it's kind of like, I suppose, its own little contained town, maybe, with these roads. And this is kind of saying this is one town, and then this would be the start of like another town. And obviously, these people over here, oh, they're so mad. They're starting another town. And the AI is clearly building their buildings now along these roadways. Which I guess is nice. It kind of makes it not quite so random. Oh, we got wolves to deal with. 2 seconds. Find the wolves. I have got a few defense turrets down. I just can't see a dead wolf there. I think it's a dead wolf. I haven't heard people screaming. Oh, lots of deads going do 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 do. Dead, 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 dead. Those are just normal wolves. So I do have some defensive turrets down. I mean, calling defensive turrets like we're playing a defense tower game, but there are some towers with people in them to keep an eye out for wolves. I still can't see any wolf attack though. Oh, here we go. Here it is. Didn't particularly want them all to go in the water, but whatever. It's all frozen over and I can't see it. Okay, well that's the end of that wolf attack. I got them all before they got the town. Fantastic. I can close that. Oh, and we've also now got a toxic lake with a trickle effect. Trickle, trickle, trickle. Where is this toxic? This is it then, is it? Probably from all those bodies I just dropped in there. There was a strange one earlier on. I had a quest whereby it said that I pick up a body or I could like heal something, and there was like 2 options. So of course I picked up the body and put it in the cemetery, which is the one that it's easy to do. I don't quite understand what healing something would be or where. And the quest was complete, but then the box it ticked wasn't the one where I picked it up and put it in the cemetery, even though clearly that's the only one I did. So there's a little bit of a GUI error there. But I mean, it's quite minor, it doesn't matter. Okay. Well, I think that's enough for this episode. As I said, I need to move into the Tudor area, I think, before we get another update. And that's going to be quite some time. So I will make another episode for that. And we can see the update to the roads. If you say haven't played this before, please go and check out the other videos. They will teach you some of the basics of Universim and how to do some of the quests. Right. Thank you very much for watching, and see you all next time.